وذكر فإن الذكرى تنفع المؤمنين.
Assalamu alaikum. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make me better than what everyone thinks of me and forgive what you don't know about me. This was one of the most difficult decisions I made. Just to give you an idea, you had another competitor. And it was actually Dallas Valley Ranch to join Sheikh Omar Sulaiman and Yasser Burjaz. Yeah, so it was really tough one. But I have to say, I did million istikhara, I think 1,000,001. But definitely the 6 months I was here, and I'm again not praising anyone, but I'm just sharing reality. I have to say the first one who's really pulled my leg was Sister Atiyya, actually. She's not here with us today. And then Sheikh Mustafa in his very diplomatic way. First thing I said, no, I can't do this. I'm very busy. And then the very busy, well, let's try it anyway. But the last one is actually, I have to say, is after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is Brother Ahmed Sidqi. I know him very well, actually. It was one of the reasons I moved to Irvine, plus my family. But it's when this is what I said. I said, if you show me a vision and you commit to this vision, I'm staying. Because you don't want to come just to teach, right? I can go and teach everywhere. Some of you know, I was last week in Malaysia. Next week I'm going to Europe. But what is the vision of this masjid? What do you want to see? This is what I asked them. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Don't talk about the people who come for salah. These people, we learn from them. I'm talking about the people out there, or the people who are, one day here, one day there. And I had a 7 o'clock meeting with him for 1 hour and a half, and all papers and everything. And after I left, because before the meeting, I have made a decision to move to Dallas, and he felt it. But afterward, and I said, you know what, if you have a vision and you're committed, and I know the community, and again, especially the woman, I know you're very interested. You definitely impressed me on the Tuesday program. So the thing I want to appeal to everyone is 2 things. Number one, definitely support this. The only problem in ICUI, you know what? And I haven't seen it in any other masajid, is a space. You have no issue of people coming. Literally, when I come, especially between Maghrib and Isha, I was like, I really have to say, excuse me to come. So you have no problem with people coming. You have no problem with people loving this masjid. I wasn't here in Ramadan, but everybody was telling me what the only issue we have is a space, and a space limit. We would not have closed it to 500 people if we had a space. So do this for the future. And we shared 10 years ago, where were we? We have no idea what is going to happen another 10 years unless we become proactive. And proactive is we need a space, and we don't need a bigger masajid. We need bigger community centers. We need to make Islam lovable to the youth. We need people to learn their deen properly and be proud of it. And you can't do this unless you have the space and the people who teach. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make me worthy, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use me and don't replace me, Ya Rabbi Ameen. So the question Sheikh Mustafa threw on me, right, was this actually. So who says yes and who says no? Let's take a vote. Who says yes, gender can be changed? Let's take the sisters first. Yes, no, at all? How about the brothers? Yes, no, okay, how about I don't know? I don't know is also an answer. Imam Malik used to say, Man qala la a'lam faqad afta. The person who says, I don't know, gave the right answer. So let's take you, I tried not to be technical, but in case you find this. Okay, so what is this? Can there be more than 2 genders? Who do we ask? Exactly. Why? No. Because He is the only creator. Allahu khaliqu kulli shay. Allah created everything. Everything. Look around you, look down, look up, look to the right, look to the left, look to everybody. Everything in this room. There's only one creator. And this, I'm sure you have heard this so many times. When you go buy any new appliances or a new phone, what do? You go to the manual. Why? Why? You will know. No, because He made it. I don't say they created. I only use the word creation for Allah. Right? So Allah created us. Right? So He knows, right? Any doubt? What did He say? Here you go. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى. We've created you from a man and a woman. وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل. And we made you nation and tribes. Look at everybody in this room. This is the beauty of Islam. Everybody is different. Beautiful, right? لِتَعَارَفُوا. You know each other. Not to brag, not to look down. You have an accent. You look this way. This is your skin color. Allah did not create me for this. Created me to worship Him and to know each other and to respect even if we disagree. And by the way, even the LGBT people, right? We respect them as a human being, creation of Allah. I disagree with their action, but they are a human being. And I make dua, Ya Rabbi Ameen. طيب? So here you go. This is how it is. I've been an OBGYN for more than 20 years. I had this discussion with my couple of the youth from my family. And they insisted that the people who have this LGBT, they were born like that. And that's one of the arguments you all have to know about, especially to the youth. And this is my answer, simple words. I've been OBGYN for more than 20 years. I don't know how many I delivered, thousands. And I said to them, by Allah, I have not delivered but a boy or a girl, with very few exceptions. I've done thousands of surgeries inside the woman's abdomen, and I have not seen other than uterus and ovary. One. Second, do you all believe Allah is just? I want to hear it here. Do you have any doubt? And walillah alhamd, that's what they answered me. And I said, fine. So Allah created me with the green eyes. Is it fair He punished me because I have green eyes? Is it fair? Then how can He put the punishment in the Qur'an, as we all saw, and beautifully Shaykh Zainab argued that this is unchangeable? How can He, if He created them like that, then He will punish them? That doesn't fit with He al-Adl, period. So it is man and a woman. Here I'm going to come to a little bit of medicine. I'm going to be as simple as I can, bi'idhnillah. This is how we are. Allah created us. We have 2 chromosomes, right? And they are called sex chromosomes. Female, XX. Male, XY. There is no other one. Norm in general, few exceptions. I'll come to one only. Okay? So here we are. Now, how many chromosomes? As we said, 2. X and XY. And this is usually the genetic, everybody's talking about genes. This is how we are. The lower one, if you see this is the sex chromosomes, is 22, and then there is 1, either X or Y in us, and then when the baby comes in, takes X from the mother and Y from the dad, or Y or X from the dad, and becomes a boy or a girl. So, can it be different? Can it be another thing? How many say no? No. How many say I don't know? Let's see. What did the Qur'an say? No? No? Okay. What is that? Normal EKG. Normal EKG. Okay. Why is that? Here you go. This is a promise Shaitan did to people. Into Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. La'anahu Allah. This is in Surah An-Nisa. And Allah talking about Shaitan. Allah says, La'anahu Allah. Allah had cursed him. Why? Because this is what He said. وَقَالَ لَأُضِلَّنَّهُمْ. I am gonna make them misguided. Who's promising this? This is Shaitan. وَلَأُمَنِّيَنَّهُمْ. I'll give them hopes. Now, وَلَآمُرَنَّهُمْ. Now coming. And I am gonna order them. فَلَيُبَتِّكُنَّ أَذَانَ الْأَنْعَامِ. They change the ears of the cattle. وَلَيُغَيِّرُنَّ خَلْقَ اللَّهِ. They will change the way that Allah created us, you and me. And that applies to everything. I have no control. I have no right to change my body, with few exceptions. I'll come to the exception at the end. But in general, the answer, can I do the gender change operation? Categorically no, with few exceptions. You have to know these exceptions. And I will come to one very quickly again because of the time. So otherwise, and all the other changing surgeries, and this is not our topic, all the other changing surgeries is actually, I am following the whisper of shaitan. And he promised, and he promised he will do it. And you can see it. Can a man look like a woman? By creation. Unless you're a physician, you don't know the answer. Okay? The answer is yes. Yep, that's what I need you to know. Because whenever someone talks to me about LGBT, I say, did they do chromosome study? Because if they did chromosome study, that's a different story. This is why I told you, it's not everything is abnormal. By the way, it's very few exceptions, but it's there. I need to know what I'm talking about. I need to, before judging people, see what is the story. So let's come to here. So this is, again, sex chromosomes abnormality. One of the hardest things we studied in medicine in general, and especially in OBGYN. Because it's very confusing, it's very rare, you don't see it that much. So sex abnormality, sex chromosome, is when a person is either missing or adding. These two in the lower bottom, I don't know if you see here when I do that. No, you don't. Okay, so these on the other side, the blue and the green, can either be more or can be less. Most of them, they get abortion, they miscarry. So when the woman gets miscarried, I say, Alhamdulillah, if she's a Muslim, I said, there is something wrong. Allah didn't want you to live with it. Okay? But I'm going to come to one which I want you to know. So this is for the woman, the changes, where the woman has only one chromosome, not two. It's called Turner syndrome. Or she's a woman, but she has XXY. So this is 3. Klinefelter. That's a abnormality. She was born or created like that, okay? And there is the 45X, they don't live. And then 45X / meaning they have both 46XY. Now, there is girls who are born as girls, but when they deliver, there's something not right. And we know it right away as a physicians. These have a problem with having too much of the male hormone. Again, I can't get to very technicality because it's going to be difficult for everyone. But in general, they have more male hormone than the norm. They look like a girl, but they have everything else like a man. This is called virilization. These, they don't need surgery because they are women. They have ovaries, they have uterus, but they have too much male hormone. You can treat them with medicine, okay? Now, this is the one where I want you all to know this is genetic. And I have seen these cases. By genes, they are a man. 46XY. It's called androgen insensitivity, which is this one. Androgen insensitivity. They are male. So a man or a woman, man is XY, and the Y will produce the male hormone. XX, the lack of the male hormone. So she will have ovaries and uterus. Is that clear for everybody? Here is the problem. By creation, Allah created them as a man, XY. But look at how rare it is. Is 1 in 20,000. 20,000 deliveries, 1. I've seen it 1 in my career. You see it. And usually, how do you see it? Because she looks like a beautiful woman. And usually comes in because they don't have a cycle, no period. And then when I examine them, there is no cervix. There's only a short vagina. And I was like, oh. Then we send an ultrasound, there is no uterus, there is no ovary. Then we do chromosomes, and they are XY. By the time they come, they are fully developed women. Those are the people who we give them the choice. And I said, you are, by creation of Allah, is XY. Why? Because the body, the cells, does not identify the male hormone. So they become a woman. These are the people who I say, and again, I've seen only 1 in my career. And I say, what do you want to be? The gender changing surgery applies to here. Most of them, at least the one I saw, they want to continue to be a woman. Because she looks woman, the only thing is the having children. She cannot, there's no ovary. So this is, yes, they do. There is something called gender changing surgery, but it's not the norm. I'll share with you a story real. I lived it. I counseled the family, not here. This is it was 20-year-old. He was a man, and then he came out publicly as being gay. Muslim. I counsel the family. This is very hard. May Allah protect your children. I really mean it. And may Allah not test you with this. Subhanallah. And then publicly, on all social media, living with a non-Muslim man, everything. 2 years later, came up and says, no, I am not. Now I am bi. 2 years later, and this one I did see it with my own eyes. He said, no, I am a woman. And he attended the wedding of his sister as a with the woman. The message from this story, because I counseled the mother. And I said, what did you see? Was there any signs? Because this is not creation. Every 2 years I change. She said at age 15, and this is to parents, this may sound not easy, but if your child come at the teenage age and tell you, I have these feelings, don't brush it. Because that's what it is. He came to her at this age. And you know how we say, it is not my children. Because that needs a long list of treatment. And I'm not talking about gender changing surgery. I'm talking about other things. And again, and I'm sure Sheikh Mustafa will talk about it, the feelings can be there. Can be. How many of us, you're fasting? Some of us are fasting today. Don't you have a feeling now to go and drink water? Yes, but do you act on it? No. Why? Because I'm fasting. So the feelings in there, it is possible. Don't brush it. Don't say it's haram to feel. No. اللهم هذا قدري مما أملك فلا تؤاخذني بما لا أملك. الرسول عليه الصلاة والسلام, when he was told that you love Sayyidah Aisha too much, the woman, the other wives came to Salama and he said, go to Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam and said, be fair with the daughter of As-Siddiq. He loved her. So he made this statement. Says, Ya Allah, this is what I can do publicly to be fair, but don't take me accountable for my feelings. He loved her. That's feelings. So when the person comes to you with the feeling, she or he, don't brush it, because you lost the opportunity. You lost the opportunity to counsel, to talk, to change, and dua and all this. So this is exactly what happened. This is, and then now I have no idea what is the final, where are we right now? It's very sad. But most of the time there is other issues than just the gender and the feeling. And this is, again, it's a very complicated thing. So I will end up, because there's only 3, with this dua. And I mean it for everybody. Allahumma arina al-haqqa haqqan warzuqna ittiba'ah. Wa arina al-batila batila warzuqna ijtinabah. Ya Allah, show us truth as truth. And help us to follow it. Because sometimes we know what is right, but we don't, for whatever the reason. وَأَرِنَا الْبَاطِلَ بَاطِلًا. Same thing. And show us falsehood as falsehood. And also help us to stay away from it. Because sometimes, not most of the times, and I will end up with here, batil, falsehood is beautiful, is easy. It's everyone else does it. حُفَّتِ الْجَنَّةِ بِالْمَكَارِهِ. As a Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, when he saw Jannah, he told Sayyidina Jibreel, I can't, the meaning, I'm just rephrasing, can't believe nobody doesn't want to go to Jannah. And he said, look at it. It is surrounded by everything we don't like or want or difficult. And then he saw the hellfire and he said, who wants to go there? And Sayyidina Jibreel said, see. And then it was surrounded by things we don't like, we don't want to do. We don't want to be different. I want to fit in. I want to be like everybody. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those that we love this deen. We work hard on ourselves to make the deen easier for us and turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for us. جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك. أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت. أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه تسليما كثيرا.